death comes for you. It's clear. I'm freezing my ears off. Could we find someplace warm? We've done well.
Everything! Everywhere! Yes!
Are you alright?
No.
Maurice is good with the bow, but you're good too. Can you teach her a little sometimes?
How can I help you? Hello. Ah, a visitor. word travels fast, it seems. No doubt. You came for the Argonian known as Two Tails. I am he. Impossible. That's right. You would have guessed it had I not told you 2 seconds from now. I am Dwarven-born. Ha! You are not Dwarven-born. Goblin? No. They are led by the traitor Mazan. Your worst and like a good dog. But as it is, for there is one that even the mad dwarf and his legion of machines fear. In their tongue, I am known as Thuamerdzin, Dwarvenborn. They something like inside these jelly blobs and the scabs would be what they've become. The early beginnings of man and beast. And there's no need for me to respond with dignity, you overgrown gutter snipe. Something Then their efforts revealed a secret port. Then turns out there was just something in his eye. Specifically the arrow that I shot in his face for winking at me. Wabba. But first I needed to step. It doesn't matter if it's a broken spider or fully operational Centurion. One touch for my machine hand. Oh, you know, the kind. It's the only. They're out only cut it. Conversely, there isn't a section of wall or piece of dwarven metal that I haven't blessed with my machine hand. It's completely quarantined.
Dead.
Hello.
Go again. What was that? Oh. My shadow.
Тебе меня не побить! У тебя нет шансов! Тебе нельзя, нет! Теперь ты в моей власти. Тебе меня не... Всю дорога.
Я из тех, кого зовут солдатами удачи. Сделай мне предложение, и, возможно, я буду сражаться на твоей стороне.
Ага, посетитель. Старый Холден стоит уже сотни лет, дружище.
You want a drink?
How can I help you? I train as a scout, but I take no sides in this. That's right. I wander from city to city to inspire tomorrow's warriors with songs of yesterday's valor.
Tidings, Sarah. My name is Asteria. A traveling... I require no coin or patronage for my services. All I ask in return, should my verse please you, then I would be most gracious if you spread word of my song to the citizens of the Reach. Until next time.
Да? Я так понимаю, ты хочешь снять комнату Тайбера Септима? Да-да, потом Септим. И в нашей гостинице до сих пор та самая кровать, питье для жаждущих, пища для голодных. Это большая комната с двух... Я понимаю. Я покажу тебе твою комнату. Сюда.
You want a drink?
Милостивая... Да у нас тут призрак. Бродит по моему Да, точно говорю, он был в бою. Один из солдат Тайбера Септима вернулся из мертвых. До встречи.
Ты обещал, дай мне свой меч, Ялти. Я не могу сражаться без меча. Ялти, ты не помнишь меня? Дай мне свой... Я соскучился по дням битвы.
If you got the boon, put it up and you'll have the fiercest warrior in all of Skyrim.
Ты в прошлый раз говорила, что он воюет за Империю.
Да, уверена, у него все в порядке.
What does it look like? I'm a sellsword. You hiring? Yeah, well, I was planning on staying. Some guy by the name of Killer or Slaughter or something. Where I come from, people don't call you Killer unless you have a reputation for, you know, killing people. If you want a guy known as the Killer at your backside, be my guest. Yeah? Some guy... Where I come from, people don't... Well, you asked me a question and I answered it. You hire me and you hire the best. I grew up in an orc stronghold. That good enough for you? Kynes Grove, little town in East March. You've probably never heard of it, but it's practically the best place You got the ocean? I tell you, soaking in those pools is better than any healing spell. What? You saying someone can't grow up? I spent my... With the brood. They respected my will, though. Kept getting up and... Better to ask how it's not. Go ahead. Ask me. I carry around a mace, but any one-handed weapon will do. Short of that, I got fists like... Alright, he didn't want me... After everything my mother did to get our family out of that back... My mother was only the chief, which wouldn't be so bad if they did... She ran. After that, she settled down in Kynes Grove. That's where she met my father, one of the orcs who worked the farm. Yamar. That poor fool didn't even bother... Yeah? I stepped on a worm the other day. You don't see me bragging about it. But you did the tribe a favor all the same. That's... You can almost... Actually, almost isn't the right word. It was written all over his face. Well, eventually, orcs don't exist. So he drops me off in that cursed stronghold like some piece of scrap meat for the hounds. Yeah? I don't take coin. I just have one rule. Maybe because some of these mammoth brains beats me, seems to me, and I knew Chief Yamar's. So I've heard some stupid things come out of an orc's mouth. Not at all. Me, if I don't kill anything, I don't get anything. So you know I won't run at the first sight of trouble. Then you shouldn't have a problem hiring me. But I'm willing to take that gamble. Yeah, there is. There's something that's been bothering me for some... So I've noticed there's this thing the human... Is that what it's called? Well, in any case, I was wondering what that was like. No, you fungus licker, I'm no Debellin whore. I was just curious is all. Seeing that I can't exactly do the same, not with these tusks in the way. I was just hoping you could tell me what it's like, or at least knew someone who told you. What, you think I should file off my tusks? Sounds like an awful lot of trouble. Lead on then. My mace hand's getting twitchy. Just keep the questions short and the fighting long. Just remember our bargain. I heard there's plenty of wrecks to salvage on the coast near Hoffingar, if that's your sort of thing. I prefer a fight, though.
You want a drink?
How can I help you? As you wish. What would you like me to play?
What shall we do with the drunken Bosmer? What shall we do with the drunken Bosmer? What shall we do with the drunken Bosmer? Early in the morning.
An unusual... However, you're in luck. As I hail from Cyrodiil, I am well versed in songs of all varieties, and songs of melancholy are my specialty. Waves touch the coast, are but in twilight's blue. From dawn came the sunlight, and with dusk it fades from our view. Calm embraces the sky, while storms rage in our hearts. For honor,
Just remember our bargain.
from Advil we do depart.
To the next fight.
The fire lights the path. Well met, Sarah. It's the very same. From whom, may I ask, did you hear the tale?
It's so nice and warm in here. Shall we stay a while?
As you should, for if you mean to insinuate that I'm a certain raven-haired thief, then you will not. For that reason, I keep the certificate of my birth on my person. It states that I was born Asteria. It is well known that the Raven of Anvil was. And while we are not the same woman, I must admit, I have used her infamy to my advantage, both as a bard and a lady. Why, yes. Besides, If I were truly the Raven of Anvil, why play the song? Why not cover my hair with a cloth? You could do that, but I'd be just as likely to admit I was Emperor Titus Mede II, if that's what you wanted to believe. It began as a song of goodbyes. The second goodbye, the third belongs to their daughter, who mourns the life of her mother and the death of her innocence. She may. A bard hears many rumors on the road, some of which are quite... To the left of the entrance to Markarth, you will find a storeroom, with a workbench and a man.
You want a drink?
Blood stains his eyes, and mead frosts his breath. He is short. What he does not know is he has been betrayed. When you tell him this, his lips will be as loose as his throat is wet. He knows the location of a ledger, one that names the greatest bards in all of Skyrim. I would pay good coin to have my name atop it. That is a heavy accusation, Sarah. Rumors are, but I'll allow it this one time. When you have gained his trust, you will ask him a favor. To write. As for your payment, I will give you half of it now. When my name is on that list, you'll receive the rest. Well met, Sarah. Bards are quite territorial in Old Roldan, just as a... Although I love warm beds and homely... I hail from Cyrodiil, but I've plied my trade in Hammerfell. Certainly. It was then he had lost it from life, for vampirism was the cure for time, and time. I hail from Cyrodiil. As you... There. A Thalmor... So, it's not a fair... They betrayed their homes, I hail from Cyrodiil. But, of course. We aim to sail 3 days into... It was the 18th... Only what rose from the seas that day? A serpentine... The captain Some say it was a water dragon. I hail from Cyrodiil, but I've plied my... I am but a... This story be... However, slaves to debt, and slaves to... The mine owner, his wife was killed. The funeral men wiped their eyes and women fell in their arms. The mine owner, however, remained silent, with but a single red smile on his neck. You are very astute, Sarah. Most would be quick to say the bard slit the mine owner's throat. Not at the bard's... If my skill were lacking, a sword maiden for... Nor can I even hear an old... And whether it's good, bad, or sad, a story always needs a tune. No, I suppose I didn't. Until next time.
Мы... С тобой сражались плечом к плечу. Мы с тобой сражались плечом к плечу, отбивали предел дикарей.
Империя прогнила насквозь. Они запретили Талоса.
What?
They say the butcher's meat here is bloody. I prefer mine charred.
Make it quick. Bravely, as only he could, my brother. Oh, worse yet, the guard manning the tower was fast asleep and didn't sound the horn. My brother would have to defend the city gate. He may have died, but I'm proud to say he put the fear of Talos in the rest of those stragglers. Let them know that every Reachman was worth a dozen. The rest of the wild folk fled into the night. Who knows what would have happened had they breached the gate? Aye, it was a bit peculiar given how sneaky they usually are. But Uthmer, he was on duty that night as well. Ungver told him to run into the city, and by the time he returned, the forsworn raiders had left, and my brother had fallen. The guardman, who knows how many more would have died that day. My brother died a hero, a savior of the Reach. Anyone who says otherwise, feel free to raise your hand and punch yourself in the face. I trust him with my life. Wuthmar was more than a watch brother to me and Ungver. He was our best friend. We even made him an honor. Thick as thieves, the three of us, ever since childhood. I'd sooner believe Dongvor crapped silver before I... Ah, perhaps you've heard stories then. That's a lie. We Nords are a proud race. A Nord would sooner give up his own thumbs than you. If my brother were here, he'd vomit at the very note. No, there was never any corruption in this city, and there never will be, no matter who sits on the throne, so long as Nords man the towers. It shocks me to see a fellow Nord say such blasphemy. It's not naive to hold your people to a different standard, and not arrogant when your people achieve it.
That's a good question. The captain of the guard was in here just a moment. To be honest, I've spent so much time alone, I never noticed he was missing. Maybe he took a leave of absence. Old Roldan? Shore's beard, why would he be there? That place is... This is from Uthmar? He says my brother was betrayed by the city guard. This can't be. A Nord would never betray his own watch brother. No, Uthmar is a fellow Nord. And yet, for some reason, my gut tells me its words ring true. What has the world come to? But if there's corruption in our city, we need to root it out. I owe it. I don't know why you brought me this letter, but I thank you. I hope Uthmar finds peace wherever he is. Sure. But if you think I will sully myself to get revenge, I'm sorry, but I won't. The ones who killed my brother will rot in cinder mine. I swore an oath to protect the city. Somewhere in Sovngarde, my brother is nodding his head. Because if it were me who died, he would say the same. Then she doesn't know my brother. He didn't want a fancy funeral. Besides, if she's so good, why not asking? Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to think about what I'm going to say to the captain.
An arrow to the knee? Ha! My brother took... I wear it with pride. This is the uniform my brother wore. And this is the uniform I'll wear when I meet him. Bless my... Of course, I drink my... I've got to hand it to that chef, though. Here I was, about to lose my eye, and half of me was thinking about how I wanted another taste. You and everyone else, I just refused to listen, as good as those potions taste. I even tested it by pricking my fingers before taking a swig. Turns out that's just about all. He was a member. No. Best damn soldier in the Reach. Best man in all of Skyrim. Ha ha ha! I told him as much myself. I would have... A bloody priest he was. God bless his memory.
Good to see you again. Good to see you.
Greetings, Archmage. Очень хорошо. Ах, как жаль. Ну, погляди. I bid you safe travels.
Narcotic somehow manages to...
Если набьешься в стельку, тебя...
Заходи. Мы как раз подложили дров. Присаживайся и согрейся.
Well met, Sarah. I see. Well, that was poor judgment on your part. If the singer notices the list went missing, all my plans would be for naught.
You want a drink?
By Zenithar, you're right. This oaf isn't an oaf at all. You did the right thing to bring this back here. No way someone with his tongue this far down his own crotch wouldn't notice a change in flavor.
You want a drink?
Is that what you were expecting? This journal needs to be back in Yingvar's pocket before he tries to stroke himself and accidentally finds it missing. But where am I going to find a forger that isn't loyal to the... There was an elf here the other day, wearing fake college robes. He said he had a relative near Windhelm. See if you can find him. Everything I told you was true. I never would think of it this way. You can dress a beggar in fine furs and drape amulets around his... But as soon as the stupid fetcher opens his mouth, that's what a lie is. Layers upon layers that can all fall apart with a single truth. So I don't... Only I dress my words in the bard's tongue. So that you, Sarah, will find the kindness to grant favor to my cause, even if you know not what I seek.
You want a drink?
It's as I told you. He's a murderer. There really isn't much more I care to say. Until next time.
Я... Ждал тебя, Хьяв.
One day my father's horse broke down and I carried the cart and the dead corpse all the way back to Kynes Grove. So I can hold your stuff if need be.
Заходи. Дай мне знать, если тебе что-нибудь понадобится.
How can I help you?
Или просто присядь у огня, а я пришлю к тебе кого-нибудь.
Think of it, but that's what... Only I dress my words in the bard's tongue. It's as I told you. He's a murderer. There really isn't much more I care to say. All right then.
Как ты думаешь, вдруг этот призрак один из людей Хьялти? Никогда не... Меч? А, есть старый ли... Я отмечу тебе точку на карте. Может, еще свидимся.
Это таверна Старый Хрол. Следи за словами. Мы тут не любим лишней болтовни. Ладно.
Помнишь меня теперь, Хьялти?
Вечер до... Вечер добрый.
Maybe we could go find the tavern.
Рад
I'd
снова
kill-
тебя видеть.
Take care.
Моя жена умерла. Без нее все будет совсем не так. Отец мой всегда говорил, если мне на роду написано умереть в когтях дракона, так оно и будет. Конечно.
За такую цену? Само собой.
Бывает, что только быстрый скакун решает, жить тебе или умереть.
Добро пожаловать. Дай мне знать, если тебе что-нибудь нужно. Где там у меня была чистая кружка?
Мой любимый собутыльник. Давай по одной.
Попробуй свежевыпеченного хлеба и доброго сыра, если ищешь, чем бы перекусить. Будь
Hello.
как дома,
What's on
но
your mind?
постарайся ничего
Until
не
later, then.
That has seen faraway places. Of course I am.
Oh, hey.
Really?
Да. До встречи.
Я заработал состояние, плавая капитаном, но теперь уже отошел от дел.
It's cold. It's dark. And the people are horrible.
You look like an explorer. Someone... Seen faraway places. Of course I am. What do I look like, a tavern wench?
Really? Jarl's been looking for someone who ain't superstitious, though. Fool, if you ask me.
I don't like ghosts. Let me think.
Моей подруги больше нет. Боги, как же мне будет ее не хватать? Ладно.
А? Нужно что-то?
Glad you're here.
I don't feel sorry for the elves in this town.
Как будто в Скайриме и без того чужаков мало. Теперь у нас еще и наемники из Хаммерфилла.
The Archmage triumphant. The college. I'm quite pleased that we're back to business as usual.
Дела? Но, как и обещал, я с радостью.
I've spent a lot. If you ever need something, there's certainly nothing illicit going on here, Arch.
Чары и заклинания для тех, у кого есть к ним талант. Передавай привет Карли, если увидишь ее.
Заходи, заходи. У нас теплая еда, теплое питье и теплые постели.
Yes? Speak quickly. I have work to do. No. My accommodation. Dagor and I have an understanding. A few coins. I prefer to stay close by. Look there if you wish to learn. Just leave.
Very soon. Something could... Well, I said to oblivion with that. Oh, yeah. But a city isn't a city without a stable. It's just some backwoods hamlet like Riverwood or Rorikstead. You want
Hello, friend.
Oh,
great. Another crazy wizard. You ask me, not a... I'm just... So, unless you're... It's not like... Now, to find myself a drink. Well, would you look at that? Ale.
Курьер опять жалуется на наших... Если тебе будет что-нибудь нужно, просто дай мне знать.
Don't worry about Melikar. He has a permanent... Unlike... It's where most of our business comes from, in fact. If you've business with the college, you're welcome to stay here.
Hello, friend. Winterhold doesn't offer much. We may not have as much to offer as Whiterun. Well, most of our... The mages at the college keep to... I suggest you try and keep to yourself. Don't let the folks in town bother you.
Взрывы. Нет, точно не слышал. Ты просто так спрашиваешь, или...
Нет, видимо, кое-как...